All right, this is the video of Brie King. She was a second grade school teacher in the Austin, Texas area that was accosted, abused by the Austin police. Now I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of the situation, how this thing went down, and then I'm going to show you the videos. This woman was driving in her car in a lawful manner. She wasn't doing anything wrong, and for whatever reason, this police officer profiled her. Okay, but he must have been standing still because after he profiled her, she was able to continue on, park her car legally, and get out of her car, heading to wherever she was going. Okay, which was in a residential area. The cop pulled up on her after she was parked and out of the car heading to where she was going, stopped her and told her to get back in the car. Okay, now anybody that knows the law knows that if those lights aren't on you and you get out of your car, they're going to have a hell of a time trying to cite you for a traffic violation if they weren't able to stop you while you were inside the car. Once you were outside of that car and going on about your business, all bets are supposedly off. And the cop knew it. So what he told her to do was to get back into the car. And as he told her that, he told her that she knew that he was going to pull her over. That's why she stopped where she did, got out of the car. But that where she looked like she was going wasn't actually where she was going. Anyway, that kind of bullshit. Anyway, she gets back in the car. Then he violently pulls her out and assaults her. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the videos, but I got to tell you, it's cops like this that make me more sympathetic to that guy in Dallas, because those people that he shot, you know, I want to believe, you know, were absolutely innocent, and I want to believe every last one of them was a good and outstanding cop. I don't know that to be the fact, but I would give them the benefit of the doubt. This is one of the guys, okay, that if anybody were going to target somebody, this is one of the guys, okay, in my opinion, okay, that deserved, you know, that particular fate, because this guy is a total asshole. All right, I'm going to roll the clips, and there's two of them. There's one of them where he actually accosts her, and then there's another clip of a different cop that makes some absolutely outrageous remarks. Here we go.
Again, targets. Austin, Texas, a video that has been released. This took place in 2015. Second grade teacher slammed to the ground by cops. So here's what we did. We called the Austin American Statesman. They put together, they got a copy of the video. They put together this 4-minute video showing and telling the story of Brie King. We reached out to them. They allowed us to play this here. Roll this. This is just stunning.
I'm getting out. Let me get out. Do not touch me. Do not touch me. Oh my God! Put your hands behind your back. Oh my God! Put your hands behind your back. You are where? Put your hands behind your back. Why are you doing this to me? Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Oh my God! Are you serious? Put your hands behind your back. Oh my God! I'm about to tell you. Are you kidding me? Put your hands behind your back. What's the matter with you, please? I'm pissing off the shop. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, come put your hands behind your back. That's what I was doing. Are you serious? Go. I'm not talking to stand up. I can't put my hands behind my back. Are you serious? Are you serious? You are full of crap. Quit moving your hands. I'm just looking for something to get back. Go. Are you serious? Get up.
Folks, we're gonna go to.
Now, okay, now you need to run that back. Okay, I'm not going to repeat the play, but all this is over a speeding ticket of 15 miles an hour. Okay, I guess it must have been in a 5-mile-an-hour zone or a 10-mile-an-hour zone. Over 15 miles an hour. Look at the treatment that cop did to this woman. Roll it back. He chokes her. He flings her to the ground. He chokes her. He leg whips her to throw her on the ground a second time. And then, if you notice, he picked her up by her elbows, which she was lucky that both shoulders weren't dislocated. That's the kind of bullshit that, you know, these fucked up cops do to people, and they believe that there are no ramifications for those actions. All right, hang on one second. Now, there's a second clip after he did all this shit.
Break right now. This is a stunning video.
All right, hang on one second. Let me go to the second video. All right, Roland's going to give the information on the officer, and you're going to see the second video of her inside the car and how she's talked to.
All right, folks, the officer in that case was Patrick Spradlin, who transported Breonna King. He actually tried to say that, well, blacks are violent. They have violent tendencies. Watch this.
Violent tendencies, but 99% of the time, you hear about stuff like that. It is the black community being violent. That's why a lot of the white people are afraid, and I don't blame them. Some of them, because of their appearance, are not. Some of them are very intimidating.
Folks, this is just stunning. The Austin police chief issued an apology.
Okay, let me stop it real quick. The guy that she's in the car with is a different cop from the cop that assaulted her.
It's over a year ago. Time has certainly not healed King's pain.
Now, the only thing that she was not even charged with the speeding that that original fucking cop basically accosted her for. She was only charged with resisting arrest. And when the district attorney finally saw the videos, he dropped all charges against her. Now, you would have thought that somebody last year, when they saw those videos, would have done something. Nope. The cop that assaulted her, basically, he didn't even get a reprimand in his file. He just went for some additional training, okay? And the cop that made those statements as far as blacks being violent, etc., 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 absolutely nothing was done about him.
I fear for my life. It has been a year, and my desire, regardless of what has happened to me, is to continue to strive to be a better person. Will I forget? No, ma'am. Not at all. But I want to be able to live my life. So for me, will I get better? God's will, yes, ma'am, I will. And we'll be okay.
My heart was sickened and saddened when I first learned of this incident. First and foremost, let me just say this to Breonna King, her family, her friends, her neighbors, her supporters. I'm sorry that on the day that you were stopped for going 15 miles per hour, you were approached in a manner and treated in a manner that is not consistent with the expectations of this police chief, of most of the officers of this police department.
Does anybody out there think that that apology cuts it? I mean, on any level, that apology cuts it. That apology is for something like you pulled somebody over illegally and you cursed at them. That's what that apology was for. For what that lady suffered, there's no apology that's sufficient. That guy needs to be fired and prosecuted. And the guy that drove her to the jail that made those comments, he needs to be suspended and go through some diversity training. See, it's guys like that that when you see stuff like that, it pisses me off so much. That's what makes people want to take action against some of these fucked up cops, because you don't treat a dog like that. You don't fling a dog around like that. But apparently, he thought that this one was even less than a dog. So, if that guy, and I think his name is out there, I got to go look it up because I saw this story someplace else with the actual officer. I believe they're looking into prosecuting. They haven't prosecuted him at this point, but I think his name is out here. He's one of the guys that needs to take a dirt nap somewhere.
Go to our panel here. Again, it's a second grade teacher, allegedly speeding, and you body slam her to the ground? And people wonder why there's a negative reaction towards cops.
He said during that conversation or that lecture to her in the car, how he sees black people. There's a correlation between Aleda, or whatever that guy's name, that in Miami who shot the caretaker, in terms of culture and behavior. There's a correlation there in terms of how they see black people. And what's interesting, and I'll cut off this because I know I can go on this, is that we don't know our history in this country. And black communities used to be the safest place in the country for black people to be before the 70s, until all the infiltration of drugs and police brutality mounted and traumatized people into acting out. And what this white dude don't understand is some of the behavior that he's talking about. First of all, it happens among whites. If you read criminal reports, FBI reports, you see there's lots of crime happening among whites. It's equal to the number among blacks. So he don't even know what he's talking about. But what he does, the picture that he does paint, though, is his excuse to dehumanize her, just like the guy in Miami had an excuse to dehumanize the caretaker. We're in trouble, people. Until we back off and take a look at this stuff and challenge it and put it into it, we are in trouble. We are targets.
This did not happen in a vacuum. There's a historical context in reality that the pain on her face transmits and expresses. She, in that interview, was demonstrating the pain, the historic pain, that we as Africans in America and later African Americans have been experiencing since we got here in 1619. And for those who don't think that this is a historic problem, get the book We Charge Genocide by William Patterson, where William Patterson and Ossie Davis in 1951 took the United States before the United Nations for these very
Well, the trouble is that we don't know our history. We don't know our history.
And that's one of the things that we don't know our history. But more importantly, I cannot get past the fact that you're talking culturally, which I agree with. But at the end of the day, I'm feeling fire because of the fact that we are continuing to try to justify the Indians continue to protect this garbage. This is some straight BS. And you can't apologize for that. You can't, it's not just enough to say, you know what, I'm so sorry, rough day, he missed the shot.
And then pay a civil settlement.
And then you rush to paying some money. That sister is forever damaged by that situation. So I don't care what happens to that officer. He needs to get kicked off and then he needs to be prosecuted.
Right, but see, the problem is that these still continue to be discussed as one-offs. They still continue to be as isolated incidents. This is America.
This Roland said it best when he was on Wendy Williams. The law enforcement institution is the most protected, and out of all the corporations in America, they don't have no system of checks and balances. You can go down to corporate America, Wall Street, they listen to stockholders and stakeholders and all of those folks. Law enforcement as an institution does not work that way.
Hold tight 1 second, we come back.
Yeah, so like that brother's feeling the same way I am, except I'm feeling a little bit more strongly about it. That guy, if he doesn't get prosecuted and get some serious jail time, he needs to suffer another fate. And I'll let you use your imagination as to what that fate should be.